then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art.
Good to be back. So this morning, I forgot that I was supposed to have a message till, I don't know, about almost here at church, so I don't have a lot, which just bear with me. But I thought I'd talk a little bit about thankfulness, because I think I meet a lot of people, and and everyone here, you can, like, a thankful person will be happy, or more apt so, and thankful, that's something, I know it's not Thanksgiving, it's almost Christmas, but it's still, every day is a good day to be thankful. And Elias was saying a little bit this morning, when you're singing, that the Spirit just moves you a little bit, and I think that comes from being thankful, and probably from being thankful for that we have, that Jesus died on the cross. He paid our ransom or whatever, because the law, and we've talked a little bit about the law this morning and stuff, but the law is something that God cannot even change. He can fulfill it, but it's kind of like the law of gravity. And if you step off the edge of the building, it doesn't matter if you don't believe in gravity or what, you're going to go down unless you have something that will fight the law of gravity, wings like birds or airplane or a parachute, which that interjects with the law. So, but the gravity is still there. And the law has it, and had it for many, many years. If you sinned or anything, you had to, blood had to be shed. So they would offer goats or sheep or whatever, and sometimes even kill a person because the blood had to be shed. Then Jesus, or God, He loved us so much, and that He didn't want us to have to live through all that, have to be always shedding blood for all our sins. So he made the perfect sacrifice, His Son, to die to fulfill the law, that we can be free. But we still have to apply that blood. It's not, it's not just everybody has the opportunity. Basically, he put the perfect blood here. Now it's up to us to apply it, and I think that's a lot to be thankful for. And so I'm just I looked up a bunch of Bible verses real quick about thankfulness. In Psalms 100, verse 4, it says, "Enter into His gates with thanksgiving, and into His courts with praise. Be thankful unto Him, and bless His name." And sometimes for me, I'm driving down the road, or I'm here in church singing, or sometimes you just kind of feel like jumping a little bit. And I know Spike, he gets this, and it's because of something inside of us that's moving because we're thankful. I think because I don't think a person that is not thankful is very happy. They're always they're just not that. Like, for example, you can walk into a gas station in the morning, or I guess maybe back up a little bit. By us being thankful and happy, we can actually transfer that to some other people sometimes, because if you're walking to a gas station in the morning and the person behind the counter, they're there, looks like they just hate to be there or whatever, and everybody's, you're in line, they're just, going, and then you get up, "Hey, good morning, how's it going?" And you're happy, you're cheerful. Most times they'll always lighten up, and they'll smile or whatever. And I think we as Christians should be thankful. I mean, we have a lot to be thankful for. We have a warm building where we can fellowship. We have warm houses. We always have enough food. I don't think there's anybody in here that has to worry about, are we going to eat next week? And we live in a very bountiful or plentiful country. I mean, endless opportunities. And I'm sure if there's anybody hungry here, you can go to Spike's restaurant, he'll feed you. And if you don't have enough money for the tab, well, you might have to wash some dishes, but you can still eat, and it's just a lot to be thankful for. And then I was wondering a little bit, what makes a person unthankful? Why do they not feel thankful? And I came across a verse, and I'm one of these people, Elias, that I probably don't read my Bible enough. So, but it is in Timothy, 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 2. Well, I'm going to just start in verse 1. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of themselves, coveters, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful and unholy, without natural affection. And I think that comes into being happy. Affection is, not quite sure. Affection is like an emotional, maybe not emotional, but it's, if some people, they're like pretend to be happy, they'll put a smile on their face, and you can see they're not really happy, and that would be without natural affection. Truce breakers, false accusers, incontentment, fierce, despisers of those that are good, and traitors, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. And I think I think thankfulness goes deeper than just being thankful. I think if we don't have our priorities straight, and I had more verses, but I'm kind of throwing a blank here. If we don't have our priorities straight, and if we don't, how do I want to say it? Go after the right things. If we want to, be boasters. If we want to bring the glory all to ourselves, or I think we're going to be unthankful, because thankfulness is something that it's a side effect, I think, of being happy. Maybe happiness is being a side effect of being thankful. I'm not sure, but it's like feeling fulfilled or whatever. And then also there is a verse, I think it's in Luke. But love your enemies, do good to them, and lend, hoping for nothing again, and your reward shall be great, and ye shall be children of the highest, for he is kind unto the thankful. He is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil. That was but I was going to talk about that a little bit later. But basically, we have to be, we have to love our enemies and be kind to the unthankful even. There was another place where it says about the sow sparingly. It's in 2 Corinthians verse 6. But this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap sparingly, and he which soweth bountifully shall reap bountifully. And I think maybe going on a little bit different pathway or whatever, but we again about the affection, I think we really can impact people by being thankful towards them and by helping them out. Like if we see somebody is not happy or whatever, we can do our part and cheer them up or whatever. Maybe not go up and tell them, like, hey, you need to be thankful, like, I mean, if we're good friends or whatever, that would work. Some, if you do that to a stranger, they're going to be like, well, whatever. But everybody has something to be thankful for, and if we can make them feel appreciated or make them feel worth something where they can see that they're thankful, because I truly believe if you're thankful, you're going to be a lot happier. And then verse 11 in the same chapter says, being enriched in everything to the bountifulness which causes through us thanksgiving to God. So enriched means to create more of it. And bountifulness is, I mean, that's many, like we should have blessing, or maybe not, joyful, whatever, overflowing. Like I just get a picture of, in my head, a basket, just bunch of fruit hanging out, like one of those Thanksgiving pictures we used to paint in school, and everything is bountiful and full and happy. And oh, give thanks to the Lord, call upon his name, and make his deeds and make known his deeds among the people. And I think another, like, we as the church here, we all need encouraged or whatever. But I think our bigger purpose is telling people about God and about how, what he did, and that they too can apply the blood and make, here, that's in 1 Chronicles 16:8. And then here's another one in Psalms 107 verse 21. Let them give thanks to the Lord for his unfailing love and wonderful deeds for mankind. He does a lot of good stuff for us. And I guess the main message this morning for me to all of you is to, if you're not feeling thankful, count your blessings. I have a beautiful wife, a nice little boy, and a warm house, plenty of food, maybe too much food. But it's all, we have, sometimes I just get overwhelmed almost with joy and how much we actually have to be thankful for. Do we actually realize this day and age that we live in? We really, and sometimes people, they come to church or whatever, and they look, and I'm sure they're dealing with stuff underneath, but they look sad, or not even church, just anywhere. People, they have, they're not hungry, and they have clothes on or whatever, but they still look, they just don't, they're like, and I'm like, dude, cheer up. It's a good morning. Some people say, morning, what's good about it? I'm like, well, you're breathing. That's one thing. I guess, and there are people that would rather not. They commit suicide and stuff, and I think that comes from not being thankful. I'm sure there's stuff on the underneath, beneath all the surface that's going on and stuff, but if you can just look over all that and just realize we are very thankful, we live in a very prosperous nation no matter what's going on, and what Jesus did for us to really just give us life, we live.